Today, after waking up, as I was checking the emails and answering questions, small, as I was getting ready, having my coffee, I saw this video. It was a YouTube video. Two guys. They were speaking about Govinda. Now, if you're not an Indian, Govinda was an 80s Bollywood kind of superstar actor. He was known for his break dance, and break dance those days. So he was one of those heroes who used to do break dance. It's funny when you think about it. And he became famous because of his break dance. And obviously he was thin and slim and young, and so he used to dance in all his songs and do all those movements. Indian songs are about dancing and chasing a girl and being the hero, and so he did very well. And during the 80s, as time progressed, he became very famous. He became famous to the point where a legendary actor like Amitabh Bachchan, who is another Bollywood, he's known as the icon. He's like the legend. He's like the god of Bollywood. He surpassed him because Amitabh Bachchan those days, even though he was a superstar in the 70s and 80s, he started his decline after he opened up a company, ABCL, Amitabh Bachchan Corporation Limited, and he conducted the first Miss World or Miss Universe, I think Miss World or Miss Universe in India. It became a staggering loss. He lost millions, and his brand as a actor was dying. So Govinda, this guy, he overtook him. Okay. But now, that was the 80s and 90s. You're talking of nearly now, how many? 20 years? Say 20, 25, say roughly 30 years or 20 years, whatever. Today, Amitabh Bachchan, that guy of his 70s, he was known as the angry young man. Today, he plays grandfather roles and very well respected. He did Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and that revived his career path. He became relevant again. The problem is in movie business, you get these actors who play the role of a hero when they are young, but sadly, even after they become old, they still take on the role of being a hero with heroines half their age. Like Sean Connery, the reason why he quit James Bond, no, sorry, Roger Moore. I think, yeah, it was Roger Moore. The reason he quit James Bond is because he felt very uncomfortable acting with girls were old enough to be his daughter or granddaughter. So he said, I'm not comfortable. And he was one of the best, Roger Moore, when it came to being James Bond. I think even Sean Connery, I'm not too sure, but Roger Moore definitely. However, if you actually look at other actors, today you have in Indian cinema, you have guys like Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, you can Google search. These guys are in their 50s and they're headed towards their 60s, and they still act with females who are 20s, And the funny thing, the part that is comedic is, like for example, Amir Khan is, I think, close to 55, but he plays he plays a role of being sometimes a college boy, and the actress who is 20 years, I think, younger than him, is playing the role of his mother. So women, they don't get a break, So these men, okay, agreed, testosterone and HGH and testosterone replacement therapy, and so that's why you get these guys, even though they are old, they'll still muscle up and they'll act in these movies. But women, it becomes very hard. I know it's unfair, but whatever. So now, what is happening is, this guy Govinda, who's now bloated and fat and he looks old. Obviously, when you put on weight, you look really. He tried to resurrect his career by coming once again as a hero and romancing and playing romancing scenes with girls who are half his age or old enough to be his daughter. And it was a massive flop. It was not just comedic, it was, people are like, why is this fat old man, especially the new generation, why is this fat old guy, acting with this? In fact, if you see Malayalam movies, Keralite movies, the heroes, Mammootty and Mohanlal, are 60 years old. Imagine, they are 60 years old, 60, and they are still playing romantic scenes with the girls who are in their 20s. So, and they're known to be playboys also. Huh? That is why, don't be surprised if you see Al Pacino with who's 80, has his girlfriend who is, I don't know, 20 or 30. Yeah, it's true love, no? Not for money, true love. He loves him truly. Hugh Hefner, 92, with female who are in their 20s. 82 or 92, I don't know. Anyway. Now, why am I bringing this topic? Yeah, success and money is very addictive. Once you have that, you don't want to lose it. And then once you get a taste of it, you don't want to let go of it. For example, the best example I can give is Madonna. She is, I think, what, 60s plus? Imagine, she was the blonde bombshell when she was in the 80s. You're talking of 80s, 90s, 2000s, 10s, and 50 years ago. 50 years ago, she was blonde. No, she was not blonde. She was actually an orange head, I think. She used to show her tits, and then she came out with explicit albums and showing herself naked and porn and, kind of semi-porn kind of albums. Today at 60 plus, after multiple surgeries, she is still, during COVID, she's still posting herself in the bathtub or wearing sexy lingerie and showing her bum hole. And in fact, one of her Instagram posts got her, I don't know, suspended or something. She even showed her vagina. Yeah, she actually showed that, or she showed her nipples, one of them, and she got banned. And she has a boy toy who is in his 20s or 30s. See, I don't have anything against you. You can get even someone who's 18. And if you're 80, that's okay. You have the money, you have the looks, you have the charm, you have the capacity, and so some willing adult is willing to come to you, fine. Whether you're a man or woman, you're getting a consenting adult, go ahead. That's why for me, when an 80-year-old man is getting an 18-year-old girl, that's you. In fact, it's not uncommon. Why do you think so many Western expats are going to Philippines and Cambodia, and even they come down to Thailand and they are searching for underage girls, literally underage girls. But you can't report them to the police in advance, because until they commit the crime, they're not guilty, right? You can't. For the intention of committing a crime, let's say he has an intention. There was one guy who has to chat on Facebook. He wanted to catch this guy who was trying to prey on a 13-year-old girl. He acted like he was 13-year-old girl, and this guy, I think from Germany or something, was sending her nude pics and masturbating and sending all those videos. I was like, oh fuck man, don't send it to me. They say, no, we're going to need to report this guy to the police. He went to the police, reported. As soon as that guy landed, they just, at the airport, they said, we are keeping an eye on you. They didn't arrest him, nothing. And he went back. Why? Because he didn't commit the crime. If he committed the crime, okay, then they could catch him. How do you catch a guy red-handed? Anyway, that's a different topic altogether. The problem is, people, they still want to be relevant. Why do you think so many men and women are opting for surgery? Silicone or Botox, or even Kenny Rogers, famous singer. I mean, he made his face look like plastic. You have so many actors and actresses, so many, who take injections. Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who knows how many bouts of TRT or steroids or HGH or You think Stallone is natural? Come on, man. All these guys, Shah Rukh Khan, Akshay, any film actor, film actress, their lives are so pressurized. They are always in the public eye. They have to be perfect. You have to look perfect. And how can you look perfect? You and I, if we were in the limelight where we get gigs or we gain popularity only for our looks, okay, we get our livelihood is dependent on this. You think we are not going to do whatever it takes to be perfect in such a competitive, industry? But the sad thing is, people just don't know when to let go. Like Nicolas Cage, once upon a time, the guy was doing movies like Con Air, and I mean, you remember Face Off and all that. Oh wow, what movies! And then after that, he ended up spending money for dinosaur skeletons and this and that, and lost everything, all his money. And then he started doing B grade movies, C grade movies, anything where he would just star for a few roles and get some money. Being such a accomplished actor, he took on crappy roles, man. You can think of any actor, any actress, to be relevant, they have done all this. Especially when their time is, when people no longer want to watch your movies or follow you. It's kind of sad. And now where Govinda is concerned and he's still trying it, it's so sad for a guy whom you grew up watching. It's so comedic. It's, I don't know, comedy, tragic comedy. Tragedy that is comedy. You might be surprised if I tell you this. When I used to be a DJ and anchor for shows, you might know this artist, Baba Saigal. He was a rap artist of India. Not very famous around the world, but in India, very famous. I personally met him, Sukhwinder Singh and all that. I did events. He wanted me to team up. He wanted me to team up with him and go around the Middle East for shows and all. But I told him, no, I can't. I couldn't that time. He said he'll pay and all that. But I didn't want to let go of my Dubai market, because if I leave, then I'll lose that market. So this guy, Baba Cycle, when he did all his rap songs and all, he was famous. But now he's trying to make a comeback at 50 years or something. Accidentally I saw one of his videos. It looked so terrible. It was so cringe, man. He's an old man trying to rap. Yo, 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 yo. When your time is past and you're still trying to do things what you used to do as a kid, it's pure comedy gold, man. It's actually sad. It's terrible. Some people can pull it off, like maybe The Rock. Okay, tons of plastic surgery, tons of steroids or whatever. Hard work, yes, hard work is there and focus is there. But trying to be relevant way beyond your mark. Few people can do it, like Vince McMahon or something, but not everyone. I guess this is a sad reality of life and sad reality of some people. They don't know when to stop and when to call it quits. They just don't want to accept that their time is up. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? Because as time passes by, we need to embrace the realities of age and time. You can fight it only to a certain extent, after which you just backfire on your face. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. Love to hear from you. Guys, take care. Ciao.